Hey guys! This is Cartoon Recapped. Today we'll show you a 2021 family comedy cartoon called Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. Be aware of heavy spoilers. Sit back and enjoy the show. Following the end of his marriage, documentary filmmaker Dean moves into an Airbnb and discovers Marcel, a 1-inch tall talking shell living in the home with his grandmother, Nana Connie, and Alan, his pet ball of lint. Inspired by Marcel's whimsicality, resourcefulness, and fascination with the world, Dean begins filming Marcel's daily activities, most of which consist of gathering resources from the backyard in order to support himself and Nana Connie. Connie is wise, but has some dementia. She tends to her garden assisted by insects she has befriended. Marcel and Connie share their mutual love of 60 Minutes and Leslie Stahl. After Dean uploads his first video about Marcel to YouTube, it quickly becomes a cultural phenomenon. Marcel is both flattered and overwhelmed with his newfound popularity, lamenting that his family is not around to celebrate it with him. Marcel explains to Dean that there used to be an entire community of shells on the property, including Marcel's mother, father, brother, and aunt. The shells would take shelter in a sock drawer when the house's previous owners, Mark and Larissa, started knocking objects over while fighting. Following one fight, Mark accidentally packed the shells into his suitcase while moving out, leaving Marcel and Connie the only ones left on the property. Dean helps Marcel produce a live stream on the internet asking for help in locating his family. The live stream gains a substantial number of viewers, but after Marcel shares his location with viewers, the house becomes a popular area for influencers. Marcel becomes dismayed after realizing most of the people who saw his videos are fans desperate to be associated with him but largely uninterested in helping him. The constant attention to the house quickly begins to bother Marcel, who is worried about Connie's deteriorating health. Marcel convinces Dean to drive him around the city in search of Mark's car but is overwhelmed to discover how large and vast the world outside his house really is. Realizing that the world is too big to likely discover the car on his own, a discouraged Marcel returns home to find Connie has fallen off the top of a washing machine and cracked her shell. Marcel tends to her wounds and grows more protective of Connie. 60 Minutes reaches out to Marcel in the hopes of doing a cover story. Despite Dean's encouragement, Marcel is reluctant to accept the offer, concerned with what the large production crew and more attention to the house would do to Connie's health. Marcel tells Dean he will not accept the interview until Connie is fully recovered. Dean confides this information to a fast deteriorating Connie. Wanting Marcel to live a meaningful life of his own, Connie pretends to show signs of improvement around Marcel while encouraging him to accept the interview. Despite his strong reservations, Marcel eventually agrees to the interview, believing it may help him find his family. Connie's health continues to worsen as the day of the interview approaches. Connie and Marcel watch as the 60 Minutes crew sets up in the living room and are starstruck upon seeing Leslie Stahl in person. Marcel and Dean both participate in the interview. Upon its completion, Marcel and Dean struggle to find Connie before realizing she died while their segment was being filmed. Marcel buries Connie in her garden and grieves her. Dean signs a lease for a new apartment. 60 Minutes calls Dean requesting additional filming after making new discoveries regarding the whereabouts of Larissa. The segment airs, showing that they were able to locate Larissa in Guatemala. Larissa then brings the 60 Minutes crew to Mark's house, where she and Mark get into an argument. Marcel urges Dean and the crew to check in Mark's sock drawer, where the entire shell community is discovered. They reunite in the Airbnb with Marcel, who is able to give Connie a proper funeral. Reunited with his family, Marcel confides to Dean that he often finds himself going to the laundry room window alone and feeling the wind blow through his shell. Marcel shows Dean the sound it produces, remarking on its beauty as he stares out the window. A closing scene interspersed with the early credits shows Dean introducing Marcel to his new apartment. Thanks for watching. Hope you all enjoyed and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.